I come before you today humbled by the opportunity we've had to make things better for kids across this state. I don't need to remind this committee that children and families find us as their main defense against a society struggling with broken families, crimes, and the most cruel of all the modern atrocities that we face, drugs. Many kids in Tennessee grow up today with circumstances that most Tennesseans have no concept for. You can imagine a fourth of our females in this country are sexually abused. 25% are sexually abused. Usually someone from their own family or somebody they know. 50% of little girls that are intellectually and developmentally delayed are sexually molested. They reach the same fate. Many children growing up in the inner cities have no concept of 3 square meals, going to school, or even struggle to find where they might sleep that night. That's the reason gangs are so inviting to these children, and the numbers are growing every day. Drug addiction is ruining everything for us. One would only need to look at the new budget in this state to see that we're spending money on corrections and local jails instead of when we'd prefer education and new jobs. We're not safe to step out of our cars. Our families are attacked by people trying to find money for their next fix. Home invasions are commonplace. Babies are left in cribs because of drugs overnight or for hours or even days on end. And if someone told me 20 years ago that it would take 800 DCS investigators to handle this, I would surely believe that they would be pulling my leg. These circumstances exist mostly because of drugs. The divorce rate is reaching an alarming statistic. When I graduated from Roane County High School in Kingston, out of 1,000 kids, I could perhaps remember 2 or 3 broken homes. I could continue to bore you with the number and statistics, but I think all of you know better than most the challenges that government has in trying to keep these precious children safe. And you know we'll never have enough money to solve the problem. And while we can debate the severity of the problem, one thing is for sure, I can tell you, there is no issue closer to Tennesseans that are more sensitive than the plight of children and their efforts to become successful in life. All we need to do is look across Tennessee to see thousands of volunteers and their efforts to help children and families in need. Is it important? You bet. Because it's not only the right thing to do, but the cost of keeping these kids out of drug addiction and crime is worth a lifetime in jail is very expensive. As a nation, we don't have all the answers. As a society, we struggle. Being better than most states is not good enough for us. As most Tennesseans know, being second best at anything is not acceptable. We strive for excellence in Tennessee, and we accept nothing short. My friends, as I close my opening statement, I would like to remind you that this is not a Democrat or Republican issue. The child in inner city Memphis trying to figure out where he's going to get his next meal could care less about partisan politics. I know this governor. I know this committee. I know this legislature. And I know the commitment to these children is unmatched. And for that, I'm grateful. And let me end by just saying this. I'm not going to be an interim commissioner, just babysitting for the next commissioner to come on board. I promise you I will not be passive or a caretaker. I'll attack these problems as they exist. We'll set priorities with a close working relationship with the governor and the committee that will ensure that the next commissioner will not have to build the ship again, but will get on a ship that's headed in the right direction. My friends, there are many heroes across this state with state employees, and many in your Department of Children's Services. I've worked with them for most of my career. Heroes that work hard in offices in Nashville. Heroes that go into work and go to homes at 2 o'clock in the morning, opening a door and never knowing what's on the other side. Heroes that work weekends, late nights, holidays, because that's what they do. The Commissioner and Governor appreciates them. I celebrate it and look forward to doing whatever I can to make our kids safe throughout this state. Thank you very much.